How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. This was requested, so you know what? I'm going to do this video for you guys. It did see quite a strong day inside of the market, but you know what? I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing that we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to take a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance, or what are some levels that we can look forward to, or what if it decides to pull back? I want to make sure that you guys are prepared. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. As far as for the short volume ratio and how vested shorts are inside of this play, we know it can have an impact on the stock. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know where institutions loading up on shares today, because if that is the case, we can look forward to seeing even more bullish moves to the upside. And then when all of that is done, we'll go into the final thoughts and as well as go over some more key details. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.58, being up 13.67%. On the low, it tested $1.32, and then on the high, testing $1.80. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 280.018 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 221.352 million shares. So we ended up having above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we saw appreciation in the overall stock price with a lot of the buying pressure. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, you can see down below at the RSI, it's around 85.51. So definitely we are in the overbought territory. And now when we take a look at the moving averages on our chart, we are above all of them. We are above the 50-day, the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, as well as the 200-day. You can see easily as it broke through and it's gained momentum above this 200-day, we're seeing a strong pattern here. So this run can continue, but one of the things you want to look out for, if we do decide to end up having a pullback going into tomorrow, the level I want to see hold will be right here around this $1.40 range. On the low for today, it ended up testing around $1.32. So that's another area as well. If it does pull back to this area and it's able to maintain it, then of course we can look forward to seeing another run like we saw today when we ended up reaching a high of $1.80. So what I'd want to see though is being able to pass this area. So this will be an area of resistance and many will be eyeing it. But if we can pass it, you can see we definitely have a gap that needs to be filled over here. So we can easily get to this $1.90 range and then essentially making that move up to $2. And this is where I can see a lot of selling pressure and as well as profit taken. Of course, it's going to be a psychological area as well. So if you're going to be inside of this play, just make sure you have a strategy in place. So just to kind of go everything very quickly, we want to see the support hold up at $1.40. If that doesn't hold up, then we want to see a continuation of seeing that support hold up at $1.30. And if that does not hold up whatsoever, then we can easily possibly pull back to levels around $1.20. And if we pull back even further and have more selling off, you could see around $1.13, and then the dollar level, we want to see that continue to hold. But like I was saying previously, staying above the 200-day is still bullish, and if we consolidate in that particular area, we can still make most moves to the upside with volume coming into the stock. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for CEI Camber Energy. So you can see here green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So most recent filing we can see from August the 30th as a new position was Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund Investor shares that went in with 1.1 million shares. And we also, you can see as far as what's been going on in the past, we have had some open positions, but also we could see by the red there were some closed positions as well. Now when we take a look at the short interest, scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 650 50,000, updated 4 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate is at 10.21%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 9th, it was at 55.51. The close for the 10th, it was at 59.49. And then the close for the 13th, it was at 54.36, which was yesterday. So we could see this play has short squeeze potential written all over it. We generally look for plays that have 21% or higher. So taking this into consideration, if you have a lot of buying volume coming into this stock, you can see some very strong moves to the upside, and that's exactly what we have been witnessing with this stock. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we can see on the inflow, it is at 104, and then on the outflow, it is at 80.12. So we ended up having an inflow day. Now, when we take a look at the breakdown, on the large, we had 32.43, and on the medium we had 56.15, and then on the small we had 14.98. Now on the outflow side we had 28.43, on the medium we had 41.54, and then on the small we had 10.15. And keep in mind, this is in the millions. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, we can see institutions loaded up yesterday, and of course for today they loaded up having it at 3,996.24. So what we can see clearly, institutions have been loading up on shares. They want to be a part of the action, and we're also seeing action on the retail side as well. But this is no surprise because this play is well known for having short squeeze potential. So with that said, you want to see this volume actually continue. The volume overall has been crazy. We went over it inside of the technicals, and if this actually continues, we could look forward to seeing this stock move even further. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Camber Energy, keep this play on your radar. It is seeing a lot of volume, and this has been happening consistently. So these are one of the most important factors you want to see when it comes to a play that's a multi-day runner. Now, as far as if it does decide to pull back going into tomorrow, I went over those key levels that you want to look out for. And the reason why it's important, you want to make sure that you're timing your entries and you're building out a good position. You also want to make sure that you are attentive when it comes to this play. Don't just buy shares and then forget about it. This is not the play for that. You want to keep your eyes on it. So if you feel like, you know what, that's a little too much work, or you don't want to deal with that, then by all means, I would stay far away from this thing. As far as even holding shares overnight, of course, that is risky, but if you've done your homework and as well as your due diligence, then of course, I'm going to assume that you're already prepared for all of the volatility that is ahead. When we went on Fintel, one thing we see clearly, yes, it does have short squeeze potential due to the fact that the short volume ratio is well over 50%. So shorts are heavily vested inside of this play, and the more this buying volume actually continues, we can see those strong moves to the upside. Hey, we could even possibly end up testing that $2 range, and if we do so, getting past selling pressure and a lot of profit taking, this can really start taking off. And this play was actually mentioned inside of the Discord from last week. It's been running up for quite some time, and that's part of the reasons why I was telling you guys to look out for those levels. So just in case it does pull back and you see confirmation as far as a move to the upside, you could be able to have a trading strategy around it. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.